Mushroom Conference Kusaku Yumeno. Hatsutake mushrooms, matsutake mushrooms, shiitake mushrooms, tree jellyfish, white mushrooms, cancer mushrooms, glutinous mushrooms, marbled mushrooms, lion mushrooms, mouse mushrooms, skinned mushrooms, rice mushrooms, and wheat mushrooms gathered one night and began to talk together. First of all, the first mushroom stood up and greeted the group. "Gentlemen," he said, "it is getting colder these days. It is getting colder and colder these days, and it is time for us to retire to the earth. Tonight is the farewell banquet, so please make whatever speeches you want. I will write it down and publish it in the newspaper." Everyone clapped their hands, and shiitake mushrooms rose up next. "I am shiitake mushroom," he said. "These days, people value me so much that they go to the trouble of rotting trees to make fields for us, and we are gradually producing large, magnificent offspring. I hope that now humans will be able to grow any kind of mushrooms in our fields." Everyone clapped their hands in agreement. The matsutake mushrooms then coughed and made a speech. "Our first duty is to spread our umbrellas and spread our seed pods so that they can reproduce, and the second is to be eaten by human beings. For some reason, people are happy to take our umbrellas while they are still open, and yet they do not produce fields like the shiitake mushrooms. If this is the case, we will not be able to sow seeds, and our offspring will have to be eradicated. It is a pity that humans do not understand this logic," I said with tears in my eyes. "Yes, yes." Everyone expressed their sympathy. At this moment, there was a giggle from behind everyone. It turned out to be a group of poisonous mushrooms, including the flycatcher mushroom, the red mushroom, the sandalwood mushroom, the horsedung mushroom, the foxfire mushroom, and the fox teabag. The largest of these poisonous mushrooms, the flycatcher, stood up in the middle of the crowd and said, "You are all fools. You are all fools. You are so useful to the world that you are taken away from it. If you are not useful, you will not be bullied. If only your own people prosper, that's all that matters. Look at us. We are not only useful, we are a poison to the world. We kill flies and everything in our path. The great mushrooms even kill humans year after year after year. That's why they are not a nuisance to the world at all, and they thrive. You should learn how to be a poison to humans." The others heard this and started to rant loudly. The others, hearing this, were overcome by logic, and some of them even thought to themselves, "Well, as long as I can become poisoned, there is nothing to be afraid of." Soon after, night fell and the mushroom hunters arrived, so they decided to test the mushrooms to see if they really were poisonous or not, just like the poison mushrooms. The mushroom hunters were a father, mother, sister, and a boy from somewhere, and when they arrived here, they were all overjoyed. They were all very happy when they came here and said, "I thought there wouldn't be so many mushrooms anymore, but there are so many of all kinds." They said, "You know, we mustn't take them as carelessly as you do. You must take them carefully so that you don't destroy them. I'll leave the little ones, you know. They're too pitiful. Yes, there are some here. Here, here, and here. And here, too," he said, making a great commotion. Eventually, the father took notice and said, "Hey, hey, hey, everybody, be careful. There are poisonous mushrooms growing here. Remember that. All of them are poisonous mushrooms. If you take them off and eat them, you will die. If you take and eat them, you will die." The mushrooms thought that the poisonous mushrooms were indeed a terrible thing. The poisonous mushrooms were also proudly saying, "Look at that." But when all the mushrooms had been taken, the father said, "Let's go. Let's go." The elder sister and the little boy stopped and said, "Well, aren't all the poisonous mushrooms hideously dressed? Yes, I will conquer them." And with that, all the poisonous mushrooms, big and small, were crushed to the ground, down to their very roots. Thank you for listening. Stay tuned for the next installment.